His job is in danger after next week's elections, and that in the US, Jeffrey Epstein's associates have evaded responsibility for their actions. The Prime Minister has had to fire one US ambassador for lying. Does he fear he'll now have to fire a second one for telling the truth?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, given what I've had thrown at me in the last 2 weeks by all the opposition parties, that's the least of my problems. But, Mr. Speaker, I know he likes stunts, but I was surprised he joined in the one yesterday, because his own business spokesman said last week, satisfied I had not misled the House. He, of course, his opening position was it was inconceivable that officials would give clearance to Mandelson and not tell ministers it was against the UK SV recommendation. That's what he said, and it didn't happen. I expect frivolous accusations from the Leader of the Opposition. Clearly, I was wrong to expect anything better from the man in the wetsuit.
Mr. Speaker, I've got my dry suit on today, and let me tell the Prime Minister that when Boris Johnson was faced with that motion, he didn't whip his MPs. There was a difference there. And Mr. Speaker, experts are warning that food prices will rise by 10% this year as farmers' costs soar. Trump's war has exposed how weak Britain's food security is. Yet under the system brought in by the Conservatives, England is the only country in Europe where farm payments don't actively support farmers to produce food. So will the King's speech include a good food bill to fix that mistake and make sure people can afford the food they need?
Mr. Speaker, of course food security is important, and that's why I was considering that amongst other issues in the ministerial meetings yesterday in Cobra. That's what I was spending my afternoon doing, making sure that we were prepared and managing the risks of a conflict that will affect every single one of our constituents. What was he doing? He was wasting his time in here on a baseless allegation, and engaging in party political. He should have been working on the single most important issue today, but he wasted his time on a baseless political stunt.
Chris Hinchcliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The war in Iran has exposed how dangerously reliant we are on imports for our food, fuel and medicine. But the reality is that climate breakdown will make the current instability look trivial. Will the Prime Minister use the upcoming King's speech to address this fact and redirect our economy towards food security, energy security and security in supply of our medicines?
Well, he's absolutely right to highlight the real risk of climate change, both internationally and at home. And I'm proud, Mr. Speaker, we've restored the UK's position as a global leader on climate action. And that means cutting emissions with our carbon budget, investing £7 billion in nature recovery and driving ahead with renewables. They're the right steps to protect supply chains, protect our economy and to protect working people.
Stephen Flynn.
Mr. Speaker, depending upon results in the elections next week, this may well be my final PMQs. I suppose. I suppose, Mr. Speaker, the same is perhaps true for the Prime Minister as well. But before then, does he understand that, yes, it's because of inaction on the cost of living crisis? Yes, it's because of the debacle of the winter fuel payment. Yes, it's because of the 1,000 jobs being lost a month in Scotland's North Sea and the closure of Grangemouth. Yes, it's because of his judgment on Matthew Doyle and Peter Mandelson. But above all else, the reason why his time in office will soon be coming to a close is because he promised change but has delivered chaos.
Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of what this Labour government has achieved, and I'm proud of what we will achieve. If it is his last session here, let's reflect on his great achievements in Westminster. He kicked out his predecessor and then lost 39 MPs at the next election. I hope he can keep up that record in Holyrood next week.
Ali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This Labour government's £29 billion of investment in the NHS and £2 billion in life sciences is critical to fixing our NHS and tackling health inequalities. The Barts Life Sciences cluster in Whitechapel will become one of Europe's leading NHS-centred clusters, and we've already secured £800 million in private investment. Will the Prime Minister direct the Office for Investment to co-sponsor this initiative and ensure the National Wealth Fund co-invests so we can turn East London's health inequalities into a driver for UK life sciences growth, transforming the future of healthcare in London, the UK and globally?
Prime Minister.
I'm proud that Labour is investing in life sciences, and I thank my honourable friend for championing this project for over a decade. The National Wealth Fund is designed to co-invest alongside private investors. Ministers are happy to discuss those proposals with her. Mr. Speaker, today I can announce a significant new investment by AstraZeneca, investing £300 million in UK life sciences, made possible by the pharmaceutical arrangement we have struck with the United States to future-proof thousands of jobs in Macclesfield and in Cambridge. That is a major vote of confidence in the UK and Labour's plans to strengthen our economy.
Sir John Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In an earlier answer, the Prime Minister made clear that he understands that global uncertainty